Welcome back to English Listening Pod. If you want to learn English naturally and you need some simple, real English listening practice, you are in the right place.
Hi, everyone. That's right, Sarah. Today we have a very special real English conversation designed for English for beginners and lower intermediate learners. We are starting a complete guide on the 100 most important verbs you need to master for daily life.
Exactly, Ryan. Make sure to watch all the way to the end of the video because learning these essential verbs will completely change how you express yourself, boost your speaking confidence, and help you finally think in English without translating in your head.
Verbs are really the heart of every sentence. Without verbs, we cannot explain what we do, how we feel, or what we need in our everyday life.
Absolutely. Today, we are focusing on the most basic daily verbs that everyone uses constantly, like to be, to have, to do, to go, to want, and to need.
To be and to have. They are the ultimate foundation of English conversation. Even though they seem simple, native speakers use them in almost every single sentence.
Yes. For example, when I wake up every morning, I use these verbs right away. I think to myself, I am tired, but I have a busy day today.
I say that exact same sentence every morning. Notice how Sarah used two fundamental verbs, am from to be and have from to have.
That is so true. And Ryan, after you wake up and realize you are tired, what is the next thing you want to do?
I want to go to the kitchen and make a fresh cup of coffee.
Look at that. In one natural sentence, Ryan used three top verbs to want, to go, and to make. I want to go to the kitchen and make coffee.
By the way, Sarah, let me pause for just a moment to ask our wonderful listeners a quick question. Guys, do you find it hard to understand native speakers when they speak fast? Write yes in the comments right now.
Yes, please tell us in the comments. And if you are enjoying this slow English lesson, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to English Listening Pod. Subscribing, liking, and commenting is super important because it signals to YouTube that our content is helpful, which allows our channel to grow and reach more learners around the world.
Thank you so much for supporting our channel. Now, Sarah, let's talk about a verb that often confuses students, the verb to do, especially compared to make.
That is a great topic. English learners often wonder when to use do and when to use make. Generally, we use do for tasks, jobs, or general activities like do homework or do the laundry.
Right, while we use make when we create, build, or produce something new, like make breakfast, make plans, or even make a mistake.
And remember, making mistakes is a totally normal and important part of your English speaking practice. You should never be afraid of making mistakes when you speak.
Exactly. Another essential verb on our list is to need. We use need when something is necessary for us. For example, I need to practice English every day to improve my speaking.
Or, I need a glass of water after running. We also have to like, which expresses preference. I like listening to podcasts while cooking.
Let's combine these verbs into a practical daily scenario. Sarah, what do you usually need to do when you come home from work?
When I get home, I like to sit down and relax for 10 minutes. Then I need to make dinner because I'm usually very hungry. After dinner, I often go for a short walk outside.
That sounds like a wonderful daily routine. In that short story, you used get, like, relax, need, make, be, and go. All of those are among the most frequent verbs in natural English.
Now, let's do our lexicon analysis. We are going to break down 5 key words and expressions that we used in our conversation.
Perfect. Let's explain their meanings and show how you can use them in different contexts.
Essential. This word describes something that is absolutely necessary and extremely important for a specific goal.
To express yourself. This phrase means to share your personal thoughts, ideas, or feelings clearly with other people.
daily routine. This term refers to the regular series of actions or habits that you repeat every single day.
To make a mistake. This verb phrase means to do something incorrectly or make an error while trying to do something.
Foundation. This noun refers to the basic, solid structure or starting point upon which everything else is built.
Understanding these core concepts and verbs will build a solid base for your English communication as we continue learning together.
Moving on with our essential verbs, let's focus now on verbs related to communication and our senses, which are crucial for real English conversation.
That is a fantastic area to explore, Sarah. Every day we use verbs like see, look, hear, listen, say, tell, speak, and talk.
Yes, and many English language learners get confused by the differences between these pairs. For example, look versus see, or listen versus hear.
That is so true. Let's simplify this for everyone practicing English for beginners. To see happens naturally when your eyes are open. For instance, I see a bird in the tree.
Exactly. But to look means you are directing your attention on purpose. So you can say, look at this picture. You make a conscious decision to focus your eyes on it.
That is the exact same difference between hear and listen. You hear background noise without trying, like I hear traffic outside my window.
But you listen when you give your full attention. Right now, our wonderful listeners are doing English listening practice by focusing on our voices.
Beautifully explained. Now, let's talk about 4 verbs that cause a lot of confusion in daily English conversation. Speak, talk, say, and tell.
Ah, yes. Let's start with speak and talk. They are very similar, but speak is a bit more formal. You say, I speak English, or she speaks 3 languages.
While talk is more informal and conversational, you talk with a friend over coffee or you talk about your favorite movie. Ryan and Sarah talk every week on this podcast.
Now, what about say versus tell? This is where many students make small errors.
The main rule is simple. With tell, you almost always mention the person receiving the information directly. For example, tell me a story, or he told his mother the good news.
Right, but with say, you focus on the words themselves, not directly on the person listening. For example, Sarah said that English is easy to learn. You do not say, Sarah said me.
That is a classic mistake, but once you practice, it becomes completely natural.
By the way, if you are learning something new today, please subscribe to English Listening Pod and hit the like button. Leaving a quick comment helps YouTube show this free lesson to other English learners across the globe.
Exactly. Your engagement helps us keep creating these slow English lessons for you. Now, Sarah, let's look at another set of mental verbs. Think, know, and understand.
These 3 verbs help you share your thoughts, your knowledge, and your comprehension during any English-speaking practice.
For instance, when you want to express an opinion, you use think. I think learning English through stories and podcasts is the best method.
And know is about facts or familiarity. I know how to speak basic English, or I know Ryan very well.
Finally, understand is about clarity. I understand this English lesson clearly now.
Isn't it amazing how just a few core verbs can help you build hundreds of natural daily English sentences?
It really is. When you master these basic verbs, you start to think in English instead of translating every single word in your mind.
Now let's do our lexicon analysis for this second part. Here are 5 important expressions and words from our conversation.
Let's explain what they mean and how you can use them in your daily speech. Crucial. This adjective means extremely important or necessary for something to succeed.
To focus. This verb means to give your direct attention and effort on one specific thing or action.
Conscious decision. This phrase means a choice that you make intentionally and with full awareness.
Background noise. This term refers to sounds that are present around you while you're doing something else.
Comprehension. This noun means the ability to understand something fully and clearly.
Practicing these communication verbs daily will quickly build your confidence when speaking with native speakers. In this next group of essential verbs, we are going to look at feelings, memory, and future plans, which help you build more meaningful connections during real English conversation.
These verbs are wonderful because they help you express what is happening inside your mind and heart. We are talking about verbs like feel, love, enjoy, remember, forget, hope, and plan.
Let's begin with feel. You can use feel to describe physical sensations or emotional states. For instance, I feel happy today, or I feel tired after a long walk.
Exactly. And when you like an activity very much, you can use enjoy or love. For example, I enjoy listening to slow English podcasts while relaxing at home.
That is such a great habit. Now, let's talk about two verbs that every language learner experiences constantly: remember and forget.
Oh yes, we all know the feeling of trying to speak English and suddenly forgetting a simple word.
That is completely normal. When you study a new language, your brain needs time to process new information. Sometimes you remember a word instantly, and other times you forget it for a moment.
Quick question for everyone listening right now. Do you ever forget English vocabulary words right when you need them? Write yes in the comments right now and tell us which words you forget most often.
Yes, let us know in the comments. And if you're finding this real English conversation helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to English Listening Pod and like this video. When you subscribe, like, and leave comments, YouTube understands that this video provides real value, which helps our channel grow and supports free English education for everyone.
Thank you so much for being a part of our learning community. Now, Sarah, what about verbs related to the future, like hope and plan?
Those are essential for discussing your goals. To plan means you are arranging details for something you intend to do, like, I plan to travel to an English-speaking country next year.
While to hope expresses a warm desire for a positive outcome in the future, such as I hope to speak fluent English very soon.
We also have practical daily financial verbs, like pay and cost. For example, how much does this book cost? Or, I will pay for dinner tonight.
Connecting these verbs allows you to share your emotions, talk about your daily budget, and discuss your future dreams with ease and confidence.
Now, let's dive into our lexicon analysis for Part 4. Here are 5 useful expressions and vocabulary words from our discussion.
We will explain their meanings and how you can use them in your everyday English conversations.
To feel like. This common phrase means to have a desire or inclination to do something in a specific moment.
Memory. This noun refers to your ability to store, retain, and recall information or past experiences in your mind.
Budget. This term means the specific amount of money you have available or plan to spend for a particular purpose.
To look forward to. This phrase means to feel excited and happy about something that is going to happen in the future.
Habit. This noun refers to something that you do regularly, repeatedly, and often automatically without thinking much about it.
Using these internal feeling and future planning verbs will help you move from basic sentence structure to natural, fluid English expression.
In this final part of our guide to essential verbs, let's look at transformation verbs that help you talk about progress, like learn, grow, become, change, and improve.
These verbs are so inspiring. When you practice daily English conversation regularly, your language skills naturally grow and improve over time.
Exactly. You might start by knowing basic English for beginners, but with slow English practice, you become more confident every single day.
That is the power of consistency. Another great verb is to continue. If you continue listening to podcasts every week, your listening comprehension will transform completely.
Never forget that small efforts every day lead to big changes. When you learn English, you open up new opportunities to connect with people from all over the world.
Absolutely. Now, before we do our shadowing practice and final wrap-up, let's complete our lexicon analysis for this final part.
Here are 5 final words and expressions from our dialogue to help expand your English vocabulary. To become. This verb describes the process of changing or developing into a new state, condition, or role.
Consistency. This term refers to the quality of regularly doing something in the same positive way over time.
To boost, this verb means to help something increase, improve, or become stronger and more effective.
Shadowing. This exercise involves listening to a native speaker and immediately repeating what they say out loud to practice pronunciation.
Confidence. This noun refers to the feeling of trust in your own abilities, qualities, and judgment.
Now it is time for our shadowing practice. Shadowing is a powerful technique where you repeat sentences immediately after hearing them to train your accent, pacing, and spoken fluency.
Sarah will read each sentence at a natural, slow speed first, and then Ryan will repeat it slowly, syllable by syllable, so you can practice right along with us. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
I want to practice English every day.
I want to practice English every day.
Listening to podcasts helps you speak fluently.
Listening to podcasts helps you speak fluently.
You can learn English naturally with patience.
You can learn English naturally with patience.
Daily conversation builds your speaking confidence.
Daily conversation builds your speaking confidence.
You did an incredible job today completing this full lesson on essential English verbs. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you are a true superstar learner.
To show us that you watched the entire video until the very end, leave a comment down below with the word verb or a star emoji. That way, we know who our most dedicated students are.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to English Listening Pod. Liking, commenting, and subscribing helps YouTube push our free lessons to other learners around the world, helping our channel grow.
Thank you so much for listening. Stay positive, keep practicing every day, and we will see you in our next video. Bye, everyone.